Hello and welcome to the Blue Tower here in Manchester. This is a Blue Tower production. This is the James and Warren Lockdown Movie Talk because someone somewhere is always in lockdown. I am James, your host.
And I'm Warren. Is that your catchphrase now? Is that your catchphrase?
What?
That thing you do just then?
This is the title of the podcast, isn't it? I thought it's important that people know that this is the James and Warren Lockdown Movie Talk. Because we're stuck with it now, aren't we?
Yeah.
We can't change it because of all the merch, and that's people it's what they know it as now.
Yeah, sure. And what? It's our second week in a row we've done this, isn't it? Yeah, we normally don't normally do it, do we?
Yeah, so we're trying to do it as weekly as possible.
But we are back. So what have we got this week? We
have got C.H.U.D, the 1984 movie by Douglas Cheek.
Cheeky indeed. Brings Home Alone into focus, doesn't it, as well?
Yeah, it brings in the Wet Bandits.
Yeah, it does. I always think this is like a prequel to Home Alone.
Yeah, well, it certainly could be in the world of
Home Alone.
Home Alone and the Wet Bandits, yeah.
All that, and welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, so today we are talking about the 1984 horror movie C.H.U.D, and we've got the old favourites. Don't quote me on that, and also whose synopsis is it anyway? I almost forgot my own quiz there, but yeah, it's on some recommendations as well. So it's a fun packed show, isn't it? So C.H.U.D, it's on Amazon. It's for free. I knew nothing about this film whatsoever. Did you? Have you heard of it?
I've seen it. I've seen the what is it? The little thumbnail, but I never really thought to.
Never enticed me the thumbnail. It just looked rubbish, and then it didn't have a trail. It didn't have a trailer either on Amazon, so I went onto YouTube, and then as soon as I saw it, I thought, this is right up our alley in our wheelhouse.
I never look at the trailers. I just go in blind. I just want to go what's going on here.
Well, that's fine. I'd have a look, but yeah, it's a real good. I loved it. Loved this film. Loved it.
Yeah. And he got like two a sequel, isn't it? C.H.U.D 2.
Yeah, we'll come to that at the end. But yeah, so C.H.U.D, it's an acronym for.
Hang on, I've got to do me synopsis.
Oh yeah, go on.
Oh wow, can't forget that. It's a long one, by the way. Strap yourself in for this one. Okay, so C.H.U.D, here we go. A photographer, George Cooper, John Hurd, is documenting lives of subterranean homeless people, a population that is mysteriously dwindled. After receiving information from a reporter, George becomes aware of a conspiracy theory about cannibalistic monsters lurking in the sewers. He teams up with the reporter, a policeman, man, and a priest to fight two battles, one against the cannibals and others against a corrupt government officer. That's the outline.
The synopsis says he teams up with a priest. That's not right, is it? Because the Home Alone guy's just called the Reverend. He's an ex-criminal who just looks like a he.
I think he is. Is he not? Did he not say he was a priest?
No. He basically he runs a soup kitchen.
What's it called? Preacher.
Reverend. He calls himself the Reverend.
Ah, right.
I don't know why. But yeah, he operates a soup kitchen for the underground people, as he calls them, the underground dwellers.
Yeah.
So we start with a woman walking down the street. This, by the way, it's set in 1984 New York, and it's a very dirty New York, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Really, it's very. I love 1984 New York, the 80s New York. I know it was dangerous and it's like the Wild West. But if you watch some YouTube videos of the 1980s New York, it's got real character. Now it's that kind of a shiny sort of happy place in it. But this is proper dingy, grimy New New York.
That I mean, when I went to New York for the first time, and I went down in the subway, I really expected to be graffitied up, all the trains being graffiti, pretty run down looking. I went down there, it was spotless. It was gleaming. There was none of those silver trains going through with graffiti all over them. There was no angels down the red. What they called the angels? Subway angels. I can't remember what they're called.
Oh God, what they call it now? Yeah. It's a bit. I mean,
Nothing.
A lot of New Yorkers want to go back to how it was, But unfortunately, it's all glass buildings and lots of police hanging around. But so she's walking down the road.
And badly, did you think that this was on a lot, like on the movie lot?
Probably some of it. You could definitely tell it was filmed on a
nothing. No, it wasn't. All of it was filmed on location.
All right, that's interesting.
I went had a look online.
Right.
Because I thought when I saw it, I thought this is all on. This is like must be all made up. It must be all in the back lot. But no, every single shot was filmed on location somewhere in New York. I found a website, NewYorkinfilm.com, and it goes through all of the C.H.U.D filming location.
All right.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, I'm glad because you could tell. Like I said, it just the old cars as well. You got the old police cars as well.
I love all that. Yeah. The police cars, the old uniforms that they have.
Yeah. So we have a woman walking down the roads with a dog, and she comes across. Well, she stands next to a manhole. Which all of a sudden starts to lift up. The dog gets grabbed. The woman screams, and then the woman gets grabbed, and she ends up down the manhole.
I thought she was just a random woman, but turns out she's not.
No, she's not. No, we find out who she is at the end. Well, near the end. And did you see that? Did you see that homeless person? Because she was taken with the dog.
Yeah.
And then it focused in on a random homeless person. Do you see him?
The guy walking around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought, is he our Chekhov homeless person? But it turns out it wasn't. He does reappear again, though, doesn't he?
Yeah.
At the end. So, right. Let's talk about George Cooper and girlfriend Lauren Davids. So they live in a nice apartment, don't they? A very 1980s apartment.
Again, filmed on location in an actual in an actual street. You can go down there.
All right. I would imagine it's all very gentrified now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very gentrified now. It's all very nice and lovely.
So this person is a photographer who probably wouldn't be able to afford to live there, and he's got a girlfriend.
But not necessarily, because in the film he was a very famous photographer.
Was it?
And he got like he had this. I don't know what happened. He got all the cash. He became semi-famous. And then he decided to quit it. He decided, I've had enough of all this fame and fortune. I'm going to take photographs of homeless people. That's what he did. That's why he could afford it. That's why he could afford it, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like him.
He was a very...
unlikable guy.
Unlikable guy, wasn't he?
So, when the flats and they're talking about... he keeps ignoring... the phone call, doesn't he, from someone? He's supposed to be taking photographs of people,
of homeless people,
of homeless people, and he's not doing his job. He keeps getting pestered again. When is this? When are you going to be?
Yeah,
it's a voicemail.
It's a voicemail, and he's speaking to it like it's real, he's actually talking to it. It's like, oh God, what an idiot.
Yeah. I mean, this guy better watch out, because there's people with a certain invention going to be made, and it's called a phone with cameras, and like he's going to be gradually phased out, so he better be doing jobs. So Did you notice on the wall?
What?
On the wall of the apartment. I spotted it.
No.
He didn't linger on it. It's a classic Chekhov moment.
What was it?
On the wall, in the background, are ornamental swords.
What? Was there?
Yes. Yes, there was ornamental swords on the wall. I thought, all right, okay, right. So there's ornamental swords on the wall there. I'll just remember that for later reference.
Right. Okay.
So Chekhov's sword. As soon as I tell you how it came into play, you'll go, yeah. So that's our Chekhov moment. So girlfriend takes George to a fashion shoot, for a perfume. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. No. Yeah. He's taking photographs of her.
Yeah. So he's saying, yeah, great, and then he starts shouting about how pointless it all is, how the perfume probably smells of dog piss, and obviously the people can hear him. So he's very, I don't know. He's just weird, isn't he? He's there for a job and he starts shouting and going and saying, "Oh, it's all pointless and rubbish like that." And the girlfriend's obviously saying, "Oh, come on, it's my job. I'm trying to do a job here, and you're shouting your head off." And it's just very, very unpleasant guy into.
Yeah, he's not a guy. He's not a nice guy at all, really. But he does respect her though.
Oh yes, yeah. We do get a moment in the film later, which
kind of really comes out of nowhere and a bit pointless.
Left field. So this film has two strands, doesn't it? It's two storylines running at the same time, and they eventually merge together. So the other guy is Captain Bosch.
Yeah.
Captain Bosch.
I like the name.
NYPD captain. And
ready to go.
And he is in an apartment where obviously he's in charge of things and he knows what's going on. And he knows something's afoot because there's people missing.
From the underground.
From the underground. He knows that people are going missing, but he's been told to keep it on the download, which he's not happy about.
No.
And so he is this. So yeah, so he's not happy about why. So he phones up O'Brien, doesn't he? His chief.
Chief O'Brien.
Chief O'Brien.
I thought instantly. Next Generation, Star Trek, Next Generation.
Yeah. So he picks up the phone and he's not happy about this, but Chief O'Brien says, "Listen, keep it on the download. You're not gonna announce it or anything like that."
Don't go down and don't go down there and have a look.
Yeah.
No.
Don't do it.
No.
So that's how we were introduced to him anyway. And then what happens is that George Cooper then goes. He's got like that's it. A homeless woman is brought into the police
trying to grab a police officer's gun.
So she tries to grab a police officer's gun, and they don't know why. And like she just says, "Oh, all the homeless people need protection," but she won't say why they need protection. And so George Cooper manages to get her out on bail.
Yeah, just randomly did that. That was nice of him.
Well, that was her one phone call, wasn't it? So she phoned him to come down to the station. So he's got contacts with the homeless people because he's doing a story about it. He then she then takes him down to the into the underground.
Yeah. Only if that was actually underground.
And then
it looked pretty filthy.
Yeah. So she's got a husband who has got a serious bite mark, and he's taking photographs of this bite mark. He says, "Well, how's he got this?" I says, "Oh, it's down here. So So we started to build up a picture of something's happening in the underground.
Lurking underneath the underground.
Yeah. And so at the same time, Captain Bosch goes to speak to the Reverend, who is the Home Alone actor. Wet band. What's he called? Is it Melvin?
It's Melvin from the Wet Bandits.
Yeah. So he's an ex-convict who is helping the underground people, feed them, and he's saying there's something going on. There's something going on, Captain Bosch. You gotta believe me. And he's obviously concerned. He wants to know why people are disappearing. He takes Captain Bosch down into the underground, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
And then they find a Geiger counter.
Yeah, it's to detect radiation. Yeah.
So they find that down there,
and they find a boot as well, don't they?
And they switch it on. And it's high radiation. And they find like boxes, don't they? Radiation boxes.
Do they? I thought that was no. It's just radiation, isn't it? Or is it? It's just it goes.
Should they find? So Captain Bosch then gets on the phone to Chief O'Brien and says, "Right, I want to speak to." Whoever's in charge of the radiation.
Is it government?
Yeah.
Some kind of waste disposal. Yeah. Is it disposal people?
Yeah. So I want to know. I want them at the office now. And he goes, okay. So
yeah, no worries.
So they go to the office with Wet Bandit guy, and they start saying, what's going on? It's got radiation, and. We found this lead-lined boots down there. What's going on? So it's called Wilson, this guy, and radiation guy.
He works for the Nuclear Regulation Commission, the NRC.
Yeah,
that's who he works for.
So he says to them, "Well, do you remember that controversial project where we wanted to transport nuclear waste underneath the city?" And he got, yeah, and it was stopped. Yeah, right. Well, the radiation was already here. So they wanted to transport radiation, didn't they? Mm-hmm. Through the underground.
Completely safe.
Yeah, completely safe. And no one would get hurt. So, and he says, well, there's something down there. There's something going on. And he goes, no, nothing's going on. You're not going to go anywhere. Keep stum. Keep quiet. And then the Wet Bandit guy then throws a suitcase over, doesn't he? And the other guys pick it up, and they see Private Confidential, C.H.U.D.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
And they go, what's C.H.U.D? What's this C.H.U.D? And he goes, right, well, I'll tell you. It stands for Cannibalistic Humanoid Underground Dwellers. Dun, dun, dun. Trips off the tongue.
What's cannibalistic
humanoid underground dwellers?
Where these come from?
So Captain Bosch goes, right, we're gonna go down there and we're gonna sort them out. We're gonna get rid of them. And Wilson goes, no. And he goes, Bosch, yeah, we are gonna do. And then it has a very hard cut, doesn't it? To them near some screens, and you get people down in the sewers.
Oh yeah.
So it's just like that. Boom, straight away.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
He's still arguing, Wilson. You can't do anything.
And he's just down there, isn't he?
Yeah, he's just got these flamethrowers.
Flamethrowers?
Yeah.
Down in the gas-filled New York subways.
Yeah. So you got some police officers with flamethrowers down there, and all of a sudden start spraying using the flamethrowers, and then.
I think they're burning the C.H.U.Ds, aren't they?
Yeah. So we see a shape in the background, don't they? You can see someone burning.
Yeah.
And they're assuming that is these C.H.U.Ds. And Yeah. So they think the problem's over, don't they?
Yeah, because they thought it was just one or two, or just
Yeah.
one or two, and it's just a random. Is it a cannibal? It's a cannibal, isn't it? They just think it's just a random cannibal, animal, whatever it is. I don't really get it, but no, it doesn't turn out to be. No, it turns out flamethrowers down in the subway doesn't really solve the problem at all.
So people are still after this. People are still disappearing, aren't they? So they realise that it doesn't help. Now,
I mean, like, yeah, you got to say this. Like, what is it? The C.H.U.D, Captain C.H.U.D's. That was his wife who disappeared, wasn't it?
yeah,
Right at
well,
the beginning.
we find out that because at one point early on in the film, Captain Bosch goes, right, I want an APB on my wife.
Out of the blue. He's like, I want it.
It's just a throwaway line. That's your wife? Yes, that's my wife. Put an APB on her. All right, okay. And before they went to the meeting, Bosch and the Reverend broke into the photographer's apartment.
Yeah, for some reason.
I didn't quite understand that because they wanted evidence, and they went to his apartment.
Yeah, I didn't.
They broke
get that.
in and they found the picture of the bitten guy. I didn't quite understand that.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out for about 5 minutes why. I thought I'd just missed something.
Yeah.
But no, it just.
Yeah, it was a strange one. So where are we now with this? So it ends up with a diner, a diner, downtown diner. John Goodman.
Yeah.
So John Goodman's a police officer, a young John Goodman. He's sat in this cafe diner, and they're all having a laughing joke. And then all of a sudden,
Again, on actual New York streets. Yeah.
all of a sudden, it's surrounded by unknown people. And there's a gunfire, and then all of a sudden, everyone converges onto this diner, and it's like, what's happened? What's happened? And I says, well, it's unknown people. We don't know what's going on.
I like the excuse. I do. When he went on TV, he says, it was just a gas explosion and there's blood everywhere. There's no bodies. It's like, don't worry about it. It was just a gas explosion. What?
So Wilson is down there, and he knows what's going on. He's right. These chuds have escaped. They've escaped from the sewers. We need to get rid of them. So he hatches a plan to gas these chuds. So he starts. So Captain Bosch comes down. He says, "You can't gas these people because there's people down there. The homeless are down there. You're going to kill them." And Wilson goes, "Right, no,
we're still doing it.
We're still doing it, and you need to go in your car and sit there because we're trapping them down there." So you got to remember at this point that George Cooper, the photographer, and the Reverend are down in the sewer.
Yeah, they're still down there.
They're still down there, running around, and they get trapped down there, don't they?
Yeah.
Now the wife, so the girlfriend of Cooper, is at the flat.
Right. Yeah.
And then she's downstairs in the cellar bit. And there's a plate there, isn't there? She lifts up this plate, and she goes down further in, and then she finds a dog, doesn't she? Hung up.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, and yeah, she does. Yeah.
So she gets scared, and then she phones the police. And then she has a shower, doesn't she?
Yeah.
She has a shower.
Yeah, she finds a dog, and then she decides, well, I'll have a shower now.
And while she's in the shower, she hears a noise. And then she gets a hanger and she pokes down. This is bizarre.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it explodes in her face.
Yeah, all the blood. I was like, whoa.
Yeah. And the next minute, it's like she's sitting down with a cup of coffee.
Yeah, it's like, well,
no, like, well, what happened with all? Why was the blood?
It must be a regular thing in New York.
I didn't quite understand what was happening. So the C.H.U.Ds are now in the apartment block, and they're going up the stairs, and they're attacking the people inside the flat, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
And one C.H.U.D manages to break into her flat.
About manage it.
Yeah.
When she puts all the furniture in front of the door, it's like, that'll be... She even managed to get to the refrigerator there. She was like that. That's not getting in.
Bear in mind that New York is famous for its fire escapes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
And the water towers as well.
Yeah. So the fire escapes are out the window, so she could easily have just gone outside, use the fire escapes to escape, because that's what they're there for. So the C.H.U.D managed to get in, and then she grabs hold of the ornamental swords.
I completely missed this one. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, picked up the ornamental swords.
I'll be honest, I don't know what I was doing.
The Chekhov sword comes into play, and she stabs the C.H.U.D. We do actually see the C.H.U.D. He has glowing eyes, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Has glowing eyes.
Humanoid glowing eyes.
So she then rushes down, doesn't she, to this cafe, doesn't she? She somehow figures it out. Quite understand.
I think it might have been on the evening news, because she might have been watching the telly and she might have recognised it.
Right.
I think.
Right. So she gets down there.
We've got a fly in the room and it's really annoying us. It just won't go away.
Yeah. And now we did forget to mention that, but we find out that the government were actually experimenting down there. It wasn't just the fact that they were transporting.
Were they experimenting?
Yeah, they were actually experimenting, because there was boxes there, and we find out that it was an experiment on humans.
Right.
Yeah. So Wilson is actually experimenting on people down there. We do. Cooper finds a group of humanoids, humans who are gradually turning into these monsters. They're eating human flesh. So
it turns out that these C.H.U.Ds are actually homeless people. They're actually turning into these kind of.
Yeah.
I'd say they were kind of vampire-ish in nature. What do you think? Because they don't go out in the daytime; they're just in the nighttime, and their eyes are really, really glowing.
It's just
and they're slowly turning into these monsters.
Yeah.
Because it was earlier on where one of the homeless people, and you see him, he's been bitten, and he's slightly turning into him.
Yeah. So I don't know if C.H.U.Ds can be made in. Sorry, the C.H.U.Ds bite humans and they turn into.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. So we're told that, and then so Lauren, that's what she's called. She runs down, and they've covered their manholes, haven't they? They've covered the manholes so no one can get out, and they start releasing the gas into the sewers.
Yeah.
And she realizes that her boyfriend is down there in the sewers, and she says, so she managed to start driving one of the trucks off the manhole so that Cooper can get out. But then Wilson,
the evil nuclear
guy,
regulator commission guy,
starts shooting at them, or I can't remember. So she that's it. He gets in. He drags her out of the truck, and then he starts driving around, and so we now got. They're all there now. So they're all converged. So it's Bosch, Wet Bandits, guy.
The AJ Reverend Shepherd.
Yeah. The
Captain
Reverend,
Bosch.
Yeah.
Lauren Daniels.
So they're all there now. So it's converged into one story. Captain Bosch gets shot in the stomach and falls to the floor. And then Wet Bandits, the Reverend, picks up the gun and shoots Wilson, who crashes and then dies in a ball of flames.
You've forgotten though the big reveal of the C.H.U.D. Why was it called C.H.U.D? It wasn't because of the cannibalistic humanoid dwellers. It wasn't that at all. That was not the acronym.
Oh, what? Oh, yeah. What was it? I can't remember now.
Contamination Hazard Urban Disposal.
What?
Contamination Hazard Urban Disposal. The guy was just dumping all the stuff in the underground. He was just dumping it. He just didn't care. C.H.U.D wasn't cannibalistic human urban. It was in fact contaminated hazard urban disposal. That was it.
Right.
That was the big reveal. It wasn't the fact that the C.H.U.Ds were the actual evil people. It was the actual US government.
Yeah.
Drop mic. Thank you very much. This basic film is basically about don't trust the government. That was it. With a sprinkle of, I think, vampire people. That was it.
So the Reverend kills Wilson, and I don't know if it's bad editing, but Bosch, who is still alive, clutches his stomach, says, "Good shots." Don't it? It says "good shot," and then the next thing he says, "Good shot," again.
Maybe he just thought he didn't hear him. He just said like, "Oh,
but
good shot, buddy."
But he also had the gun in his tucked in his belt as well.
Yeah, that was weird. I all the way through the film, I was looking at his where he's put his gun tucked in his trousers. Normally they have it around their the armpits with proper gun sling things on, don't they?
Yeah, but what I meant was that the Reverend used his gun to kill Wilson.
Oh, I know that, but like all the way through the film, he had his. I always irritates me when I see a film and they have the gun tucked down the trousers, because like you don't tuck a gun down your trousers. That's just dangerous. Normally cops have them, around their thing so they can quickly get it out, don't they? Guns, don't they? They have it like there and they get it out. But he was having it all he was having it there. I was like, oh, okay then. Yeah, and then the van explodes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
With Wilson in it, just for good measures. I thought that was really funny. I thought, what? It's exploded. It only hit a manhole. It went bang. Yeah. It was bang. It was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. It's big massive explosion. So that's the end of it, isn't it? That's the end of the movie. So we're not shown what happens to the C.H.U.D people, if they died or survived. It's just kind of left open for I thought was for a sequel.
Yeah, there was a sequel. C.H.U.D 2. Bud the C.H.U.D.
Yeah, which is I saw the trailer for that, and it's more of a very much of a comedy situation. I was going to watch it, but it just looks awful. Just awful film. Nothing like the original one. Which to be fair, it's good. But I didn't. The Cooper, Josh Cooper, and the Lauren Daniels, I think they could have been left out of the whole film. If it concentrated on Bosch and the Reverend uncovering this conspiracy
would have been all right. And then
it was a bit too much.
Of course, like John, the guy who played George Cooper, is it John Hurd and the Reverend? They were in Home Alone, weren't they?
Yeah, John Hurd was the father.
The father of Macaulay Culkin, and then he played the Wet Bandit. In Home Alone, they didn't share any screen time at all.
Oh, didn't they?
No, they didn't. No. This is when they. Yeah, it would have been great just to have that one scene with them both. Maybe they could have done a C.H.U.D joke or something. I don't know. And then years later, we would have found out about it. But yes, nice one. Yes, and I understand the back reference. But no, there was none there. All the way through the movie, I was looking at the manhole covers as well, because I was listening to a podcast about New York infrastructure, about manhole covers in and around the New York state. And it's very interesting that some of the manhole covers has made in India on it, because they're made in India, because New York City decided to outsource manhole covers making of, and the union said to them, right, you've got to say to put made in India on the manholes to say that you're trying to cut costs. Yeah. So that's why some of manhole covers in New York say made in India. And I saw, I think, one manhole cover with that on it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
If you go through it, some of them actually, because I guess that they get the kind of props, don't say made in New York, NYC, but one, I think maybe one does say made in India.
Right.
Where they made it. It's an interesting documentary, in fact, about it. And how they outsourced it. And I thought there was one particular nice scene where they had the water towers in the, I think it was maybe just going down into the night or in early in the mornings, and they had the water towers, the wooden water towers right on the top of the buildings.
I can't. No, well, I mean, like I said, I liked how they got New York into it. It's an awesome city, especially in the 80s, and just I mean, it's like the Ghostbusters. I loved how they incorporated New York.
Well, so yeah, I mean, you should have a look. Maybe have a bit of a deep dive on manhole covers and water towers of New York, because there was an artist as well. He actually made one out of glass, and you can go and see that. I think it's still up, in fact. And then another artist, he do you know the steam that comes out of the ground?
Yeah.
He made like a little whimsical house, and he dragged it around New York, put it over these steam ducts, and it looked like little steams coming out of the house.
All right.
Yeah, he did it over like a period of a week. He just dragged it over, put it over the steam, and it looked like little puffs of smoke coming out of this little whimsical house. Yeah. I always thought that was quite funny. It was on a podcast. It was on a podcast as well. But yeah, it really, I think it really did incorporated New York pretty well, and feeling that of the 1984, the era around about that era, and they even had like a telephone box there as well, didn't they?
Yeah, it's still free on Amazon. So you don't have to pay for it. So watch it whilst you can before the Amazon overlords find out that we've done a review and decide to put that behind a paywall.
A couple of things as well. Random characters coming in. I didn't know who that character was. Who when the Reverend was trying to make a phone call on the street and he swallowed his penny, didn't he? The guy in the glasses.
That was the heavy sent by Wilson, because he didn't want the Reverend to expose, so he sent a heavy to follow the Reverend. So that's the guy who, I forgot about him. He's the guy who trapped the Reverend down in the sewer.
He locked him in. I didn't know who he was. I thought he just arrived. I didn't know who he was.
No, he was a heavy. It was a nice Fred. He had a nice Fred Perry shirt. I don't know how much. But the guy at the beginning, which I thought was going to be a player, he turned up at the end, didn't he?
I don't know.
Shuffling around. I thought, all right, so he's back, but he didn't play any part in it. But yeah, C.H.U.D, highly recommended. Practical effects as well, Yeah, so go and watch it. C.H.U.D. 1984 on Amazon. Right. So, we got your. Don't quote me on that.
No. You've forgotten your own podcast. I've got to do the Rotten Tomatoes thing.
All right, yeah. Go on.
Unless you don't want to do it.
No, go on.
Okay. Right. Okay. So the actual reviewers they gave it 29% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is a squash tomato. Now, was the audience higher or was it lower than 29%?
Higher.
Yes,
40%.
You are correct. It was 32% in fact. I'll pick a random quote here. Boring in the extreme, lurching along in search of divisions before fitfully delivering what the consumers presumably paid to see. I wanted to see the movie as a kid, but when I finally did, I was disappointed. Silly horror film, slightly redeemed by a nicely subdued tone. That was kind of some of the professional do what's it's on that. I think I would actually recommend it. I quite liked it. I'll be honest with you. I did quite like it. A bit slow.
Well, like I said, you could have cut out George Cooper and Lauren Daniels, like I said, and just have Bosch and the Reverend. But yeah, just to cut them out. Like I said, he wasn't particularly enjoyable character.
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. But he did respect women. There was a particular one. For some reason, the woman was pregnant. Well, she was pregnant, and like said, "Oh, I don't know what to do with it." And he goes, "Oh, well, it's your body. You can do what you want." Oh, okay then. And then the pregnancy was never mentioned again.
Very progressive. Very progressive by Cooper.
Yeah, he was. He was very progressive and but very, very arrogant. Right then, should I get into my don't quote me on this? Yeah, let's go. Here we go. So this is my bit of the show where I delve into the top, maybe the top 100 of top grossing films of 1984. Now we did 1984 last week, didn't we? I know we did because it was I think Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, which was a prequel to the first one. I'm going to do, and well, I've completely lost where it is. Oh, there we go. So, this particular film bore a franchise back in the day, and it was number 33 in the charts. It was just beaten by The Muppets Take Manhattan. This particular film, and I don't know whether you'll get it. I don't know. But this is it. Okay. Here we go. Okay, I'll do the first one. Here we go. I'll Kill You Slow.
Is it a horror movie?
Yeah.
Is it Nightmare on Elm Street?
Oh goddamn! Yes.
Was it?
Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street, 1984.
Where did that come in?
What did I say? I'll Kill You Slow. Well, it's just random, isn't it? It's just one of his quips, isn't it?
What number? Where did it come gross wise?
I did number 33.
Number 33. Was that low? That's quite low for. Was that the first one?
Yeah.
All right. Good guess. I knew it had to be something like that. All right. Okay.
Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street was number 33. The Muppets Take Manhattan was number 32. Number 32. So it just got beaten. It just got beaten by Yeah, by the Muppets. Another quote is, "You need a mop." When the cop says, "You don't need a stretcher up there, you need a mop."
I remember that one. Yeah.
You're nothing. Nancy, I want your mother and friend again. You what? I'll take back every bit of energy I gave you. You're nothing, you S. I pray to the Lord my soul to keep. I'll keep. Mortality sucks. This is just a dream. This is just a dream. It's only a dream. And so forth, and so forth, and so forth. So yeah, you got that pretty fast. God damn.
Yeah, good guess.
Good guess.
Good
Yeah.
guess. Good guess. Good guess.
Good guess. Good guess. Good guess. Good guess. So yeah, and then it spawned absolute shed loads of sequels and prequels and sequels and prequels and reboots that came along. I think I've never even seen the reboot. Never seen it. It's free on, I think, Netflix or Amazon.
Yeah, it's not as good. In fact, it's rubbish.
I think are they? I think they may be planning to do another one pretty soon.
Well, they have to have England in there, won't it?
Yeah,
England made the.
He's still alive, isn't he?
Yeah, very much so. Yeah,
he's still alive and kicking. So maybe, hopefully, we might have a reboot. I mean, they're rebooting everything else, aren't they? So I could do a bit of Freddy.
Freddy's coming for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he gonna come for you?
I mean, they keep rebooting Halloween. I mean, that's I think there's a new one coming out for Halloween.
Yeah, it certainly is. I think, is it reboot? I don't know, something like that. Anyway, that was my very short quiz. Don't quote me on this. So that was Don't Quote Me on This. So next on the roster, it is your quiz. What is it?
Who synopsis is it anyway?
Who synopsis is it anyway? So here we go.
The game show that is sweeping the nation. Whose synopsis is it anyway?
Yes, it's the game show that is sweeping the nation. Who synopsis is it anyway? We are using a book called VHS Video Cover Arts by Thomas Hodge. And in the book, he has put together 1980 video VHS cover arts. And this, what I do, I will give Warren the title of the film, and from that he's got to guess the synopsis of that. If he gets it from the title, he'll get 3 points. And then if you don't get that, I'll give him a tagline, and if he gets it from that, he'll get 2 points. And if he don't get it from that, I'll describe the artwork, and if he gets it from that, he will get 1 point. Yes. Okay, are you ready?
Ready.
So I'm going to take you back to a time back in the 1980s, and you're a young boy. It's a Saturday night. You with your mum, and you're wandering around the aisles of the video store. It's not a Blockbuster. It's a very local. It's a local one. And unfortunately, Short Circuit is out. Indiana Jones is out, and Back to the Future is also out. And you're wandering along, and then all of a sudden you pick up a cassette, and on that cassette, it's got Nam Angels. Nam
Blimey.
Angels.
Right, okay. I'm instantly going to go for Nam here. I'm going to instantly go for Set in the Jungle, instantly. And they are a free fighters, as in FREE.
Freedom Fighters.
Freedom Fighters. I don't know why I was saying freed. I was shortening it down, you see. Freedom fighters. And they've got to protect this village from these evil people who are trying to take over it and then destroy him. And yeah, that's it. That's all I've got. Drugs. It's always about drugs or prostitution.
You got the freedom fighters, but it's not protecting a village. Fortunately, there's no tagline to it. It's just got Nam Angels. So I'll give you another chance to. You're on the right lines.
So they're freedom fighters, but they're not protecting a village.
Nope.
So they're not. So they're freedom fighters, and they're going after a drug lord.
Nothing to do with drugs.
Oh God.
I mean, they might dabble in drugs, but it's not.
Okay, so it's a prostitution setup.
No.
Then. No. It's just a warlord. It's a warlord. It's always a warlord. Okay, so it's freedom warlord trying to take over a particular country, and they're there. Well, it's now a minute, so they're there to stop him at any means cost in a bloody battle with guns, lots of guns, maybe a helicopter or 3.
Do you want me to describe the cover art? It's not going to help you.
Oh, okay, yeah, go on then.
Right, so we've got a nicely drawn cover art, and it's got a team of vigilantes or freedom fighters. They've all got their guns out, and just over the top of them there's the mysterious figure who is in shadow. Massive explosion, jungle, and at the bottom we've got a truck with people. Appear to be people inside the truck.
Right. No, that doesn't help me at all. So it's freedom fighters against a war. I said a warlord, but I don't think it's a warlord. Maybe it's just a corrupt government trying to squeeze the little man out of something. Not drugs, not prostitution. It's trying to get their woman back because he's kidnapped him for some unknown reasons. Maybe because of the plot. I don't know. No, you give me nothing.
What? When there's a war on, what? When there's a war on, and the enemy takes people.
Oh right, they're trying to escape from said warlord, and they're trying to do. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to rescue someone.
Yes.
Oh, they're trying to rescue someone. It's a oh, right, yeah, right, okay. So it's a classic trying to get him out of this situation in this place, X marks the spot, get him out. But along the way, they get into trouble. Some people die, some people don't, and that's the end of the story.
Right, Nam Angels. Nam Angels is the powerful and compelling story of a daring mission to free American POWs in Vietnam's dangerous war-torn Darlak Valley. Lieutenant Calhoun is in charge of the operation, but when confronted by the bloody resistance of the local raid tribesmen, Calhoun realizes that a new kind of cavalry is called for. The only men ruthless enough to take on the impossible mission are to be found behind bars. Hell's Angels drafted into service in 1965. In exchange for their freedom, they form a formidable, fearless task force mounted on motorbikes. I don't know why that's relevant. They plunge into treacherous jungles of South Vietnam to recapture the missing POWs. Whatever it takes to settle the score, they're going to do it their way. That was titled Nam Angels. It wasn't known by anything else, and it was distributed by RCA/Columbia Pictures Video. Release date was 1989, and the artist was Steve Crisp. So if any of the Chekhov Army out there have watched it, let us know and give us a review of it. And that was Whose Synopsis Is It Anyway?
The game show that is sweeping the nation. Sweeping the nation. Whose synopsis is it anyway?
Whose synopsis is it anyway? Yeah. So we're coming into welcome to the end of the podcast. So hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, go on to Apple Podcasts and leave a like and a review. A 5-star would be quite nice. And please, leave us a review. It all helps. It all helps us grow the podcast and whatnot. We always try to do it weekly. But sometimes we don't. But we do hope you enjoy it and the other stuff. Where can we find you on the socials, James?
Oh, well, just before that, I got a recommendation.
Ooh, what?
Rather excited about this one. It's cold. I was scroll. I think it's Netflix, possibly Amazon. I can't remember. It's one of those thumbnails you think, oh, I can't be bothered with it. And then I saw a YouTuber review it, and I had to stop it halfway because I thought this sounds pretty good. It's Cold, Terrifier, 2016 film, and it's awesome, gruesome, awesome, amazing film. It's about a clown who dressed in black and white. He's a mime. I think he's supposed to be like a French mime. Clown, so he doesn't say a word, doesn't say anything at all. Even when he gets stabbed, he doesn't say a thing. But Terrifier, watch it whilst you can. It's an awesome film, especially the parts where he gets the female, hangs her upside down, and does unspeakable things to her, which even I found quite gross. And they're also making a sequel to it. It's coming out soon.
What? Oh, right, okay. So it's on Netflix. It sounds like an Amazon.
I think it's Amazon. I think it's $1.99, but it's.
Oh yeah, it's the one you rented out. Yeah, I didn't get to find it.
Yeah.
I didn't get to watch it.
Yeah, it's a great film. If the Chekhov Army out there have seen it, let me know on. I'm at Twitter at Woodcop771. And on Instagram, James Robert Johnson. You can also contact us via email, woodcop@bluetowermanchester.com. That's woodcop@bluetowermanchester.com. Send us any comments, any recommendations of films you've seen. Just let us know. And we're also still looking out for a sponsorship deal. Anyone will do.
Anything
at all. We're not fussy.
Yeah. We'll do anything for cash. Just to keep the lights on. You can not see me, but you can find me on Mr. Beard MCR on the Instagram and on the old Twitters. I haven't got any recommendations. I've not really seen anything. I've been working for quite a while. I mean, I've been watching the What Ifs on the Disney Plus with the Marvels What Ifs. Have you seen that?
Yes, yeah. I watched the first one. I'm looking forward to the cannibal one,
zombie
one, the zombified one. That's piqued me interest. The others not so much.
I've got to be honest. The second one with the Quinn character or the Wakanda character.
Wakanda forever.
Wakanda. Instead of Peter Quill being beamed up, it was the prince who was beamed up. And if you've not seen it, have you? Have you not seen it? I'm not going to spoil it for you, but there was a major character in that. I saw that and I was thought that's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. That's like out the box kind of thinking. And I saw that. I thought that's pretty fun. I thought the second one was better than the first one. This particular story is more of a linear story, and it's more of a heist movie. Kind of. It's all done in 25 minutes, and it's really it's a heist movie to get something from somewhere, from someone, and within the gang, this person appears, and it's like, right, okay, that's pretty out there. I was like, right, nice one, I love that. So if you're gonna watch What If, it's on Disney Plus for free. If you want to go out and spend some money, go and see Free Guy. That looks pretty good as well. I've not seen it yet. I might do a review of it next week if I've got a bit of time on my hands. But that's about it. We'll see you next week.
What? I did listen back to the last week's podcast, and I was making some noises right at the end. I basically did my back in playing football, so I was in quite a lot of pain. So if you heard some funny noises by me, that's why.
Was you?
Yeah, I just heard it back, and you just hear me going, ooh, ooh. But yeah, right at the end.
Oh, I didn't hear that. All right, okay, nice one. Right, okay. Well, that's it from me. Have a good week, and we will see you next week.
Yeah, see you in a bit, and stay safe.
Bye.